Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farmville. Not necessarily thinking to do that now for this series. I'm thinking that might not be the best way to go because that is what I would normally attempt to do. So I'm thinking of trying to find another way of making this work, but I'm not quite sure what it is. So if you've got any solutions to how we can speed up the haymaking process, one thing that I am going to do is what I'm about to go and do now is this one. I'm dragging it around the field. We missed a little tiny bit of grass right there. And once I've done twice around, I'm going to stop with this one. And I'm going to run back and I'm going to get the baler. And I'm going to bale the 2 outside rounds on the field. And then once I've done that, I'm then going to come back and I'm going to get this one. And I'm going to put a tractor going with a hired help doing this raking. And then, you know what, we could actually just set the hired help going on the raking without doing the baling on the outside rounds first, just while he sort of we go and get the baler and we start it off. It might work. It does struggle to do this and the other job at the same time. Like it's just a thing with this game. That's just how this game works. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and tidy that bit up, just like that. That's about as tidy as we're going to get, I think. Now, I'm hoping that this tractor, not this tractor, that this rake can be pulled by that tractor over there. So what we're going to do, this one here is almost finished on this job, so we'll be able to requisition this tractor in a minute, but I'm going to let this one carry on and finish this job. There's no reason for us to interrupt what they're doing at the moment. This one here, I do want this one, so I'm just going to finish off this little bit here, and then we can take the seed drill back to the farm, we can hitch up the baler, and we can bring it out to the field. And we can then swap them over. So this tractor will pull the rake and we'll set the hired help going straight away on the rake. And then we will have the baler on the new tractor. But there was something else that I was actually thinking of doing. It's something that I want to try that I haven't tried yet that I think might work. I don't know if it will. I just need to go and check something in the shop a minute to see if it's even an option. I think it was an option. So, in theory, it should be something that I'm able to do. Okay, I had a look, and the thing that I was thinking of doing, it appears that it is actually an option, which I will be able to do, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'm just going to take that fertilizer right there and fill up what I can. There we go. We'll also fill the seed back into this one so that we just use up a little bit more of this that's lying down here in the field for a minute. In the yard. Because we do want to use all of this up. I do want to actually get rid of it. Put you up there. Right, there's one lot gone. And next lot there. Look at this. I can lift up 630 kilos. So I'm like He-Man. Right, we'll put that over there. I'm not actually picking that up. It's a complete figment of your imagination. What I'm actually doing is I'm using a bucket and I'm scooping it up and then pouring it into the top of the seed drill. If you didn't actually catch the whole action, it's not my fault. You just missed it. Like it's nobody's fault. It just happens. These things happen. Right, so I want to get the baler that we've got right here. This is the fast bale. So we take that one right there, and then we bring it over this way. We're going to leave it on the small bales that we've been using because I like the idea of using those a little bit better. I bring you over here. The only thing I don't particularly like about this workshop is you do actually have to get the machines into the workshop. You can't just drive in front of the workshop. And because you've got to get them into the workshop, it's a little bit more awkward to actually go and use the bit, which is all the way inside here. But there we go. Right, so we want to go to that one. And then I want to go to Customize, like this, and Rear Hitch. Now, I can have both rear hitches on there if I want to. I can have just one on the right-hand side over here. Just actually the side I was thinking I would want the hitch on. Or we can have it on the left. I'm going to have it on... We'll just do both, like that. And it just makes it easier. So that's an extra 500 euros. So I'm going to customize that. There we go. Okay. Now, I have no idea how we will operate these. So let's just put that one on there. And then we can go to this and we can have a look. So change bale, reset, lower pickup, unfold. Turn on baler. Right, well, what about unfold? Oh, right. So in order to have the rear hitch unfold, it's not going to hurt to have that rear hitch on there on both sides, because sometimes it's going to be useful on one side and sometimes useful on the other side, I think. And that's excellent. Right, that does go on there. Now, what I'm hoping is we'll be able to use it like that as we go up across the field. Whether or not this is going to work, I don't know. I absolutely have no idea if this is going to work very well or not, but this is, you can clearly see what I'm hoping to achieve with this. What I want to be able to do is I want to drive the baler across the field, around the field, and bale, and then as the bales are dropped off of the baler, they get picked up by the trailer. So let's go to, we'll just stop there a second. Now, move ramp out. That's on the trailer. I don't want to be on the trailer there for a second. I want to switch to the baler right here. I can fold. It doesn't look like we've got any options for moving those hitches out a little bit further. I think it would be better if the hitch was out a bit further, but beggars can't be choosers. Right, we will leave that one right there. Unhitch that one. And then I'll bring you over here. So we're going to swap these over, and then this tractor, and then I know the other tractor, our Kubota tractor, is currently finished on the job out there, but I'm not going to worry about that for a minute. I'm going to take this one here so that it can go and start doing the baling. And then the other tractor, the Zeta, is going to start doing the raking. And I'm hoping that we can set the rake going with the hired help and just do it like that. Right, yeah, you're all done out here. I'm just going to keep you there. And I want to see if this one can do this job. It might be able to. This is kind of the saving grace of this tractor, is that it should just be powerful enough to do several of these different jobs that we want to be able to do. So where is this one going to go? He's going to go kind of that way. So I back up here. And I'm going to start there. Start up and lower down. And hired help is away. Now, what is the hired help going to do? It's probably going to try to go all the way to the very edge of the field. It's going to make it a little bit of a mess just out here. Pick up there, like that. Whether or not it's going to be able to do the rest. So I'm just going to leave that one to go for a minute. And this one here, we're going to start baling. So I'm just going to switch to the trailer right now. And we'll have a look. So we're already on the correct loading type. So I'm just going to drop that one. That's going to start loading there. And then I switch to the baler. And start that one up and lower it down. We're now on hay. So he will switch over. He slows right down to 15k, which we're expecting. So he drops that one out there, puts it up to that point, and then drops it on the ground, and he's straight onto the trailer. Right, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. So all we have to do is hope that the rake over there is able to keep going. Now, if the rake can't keep going, it will stop. That's fine. And once we've gone round the field a couple of times, then the rake will actually be able to keep going. But this is beautiful. So with this particular phase is able to be sped up so that we can have the rake working in the field at the same time as the baler. We can have the hired help going. We've just got to clear the outside rounds. This is always the issue with trying to clear the outside rounds, is like so that you can make the rake work properly. It's just this kind of bit here as we start off, and this is a perfect solution. I do admit that this is not particularly realistic, right? This is not even slightly realistic. This is more a gameplay quirk that I'm taking advantage of in order to be able to do things a bit faster, and I make no bones about that. I have no shame on this one, absolutely no shame. I am quite happy to go and do it like this, because I think that this is a really good solution. Now, if you don't like this idea, if you think this is a terrible idea, then please do tell me in the comment section down below. Keep it civil. Please keep it civil. And tell me what you think would be a better option so that we can have everything running in the field, and we can also have our hired help doing what the hired help is doing. My reason for doing this is not to deliberately break realism or anything like that. My reason for doing this is so that we can have the rake being run by the hired help in the field. Now, I could do this as two separate actions, but that takes longer. And we've already established that going around and picking everything up by hand is not something that we want to do. So I don't really feel that this is hurting the situation, even though this is a slight step further away from realism than it would be if I was just dragging the trailer around myself without sort of putting it on the back of this. Now, if we were doing small bales, this would work, right? There are actual setups that involve the small baler and a trailer directly behind it that just carry right on and do it like this. That would be fine. A number of you have expressed your desire for me not to use small bales anymore in this series, which is absolutely fine. And I kind of agree. Like, I do tend to go into small bales to start with, but then I spend too long sticking with the small bales, and it's probably time for a change from that. Like, let's change the record. We've already done that. So we're doing something slightly different now. And I got absolutely no problem at all with changing that round. Having the round bales. I mean, I was thinking about having square bales, but I think the round bales are one that is working. And I do particularly like this baler. This entire operation seems like an excellent compromise to me. Like, it really genuinely does feel like an absolutely wonderful compromise that we've got going on here. And why have you not picked that bale up? There's no reason for you not to pick that bale up. It's odd why he did that. Anyway, I have got another bale right there. Let me... Right, that one went on there. So why didn't that other bale? I'm going to go back round and get that one, because we're now done. But we've also... Well, we're not now done, but we've picked up a trailer load of bales. But what we've also done is we've done the outside rounds. So it's not going to confuse... Doesn't like that bale for some reason. Quite know why. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unhitch that trailer. I'm going to bring the baler just over here. And unhitch that one. And I did unhitch the trailer while the baler was still... Unhitch the baler while it was still running. While the PTO was still spinning round, I actually unhitched it while it did that. Because, well, obviously I'm magic. That's the only possible explanation for that. Pure magic. Right, let me just have a look at that. Now, that's saying 21 out of 21. That doesn't seem right. You haven't got... have you got 21 bales on there? I suppose it must be. It just doesn't seem right. It feels like there should be one more on there. Why is it... Yeah, it's 21. That's really odd. Why have you got 21 bales? You shouldn't have 21 bales on there. There should be one more than that. 22. Right, so why did it say 20? What was that all about? That's really odd. Why did it only want to give me 21? 21 ain't right. Yeah, 22 bales. That's what I want. All right, well, anyway, I'm going to take this now over to the yard, and I won't do it with this load. I'll do it with the next load. This load here, I'm just going to put them straight into the shed. The next load, however, I will... which side did they unload? They unloaded on the left-hand side, didn't they? Right. So the next load that we do, we'll bring them in here, and we'll unload as many as we can into the cattle yard, and we'll feed our cows, top up their feed trough for them. But this load right here, this is all going to go into the shed. So I'm going to bring that one back over there like that, and then unload those, and they're gone straight into the shed in there. I really like this shed. This is a really good addition to the base game. I think this is absolutely awesome. That to me is a signal of giants actually listening to what the players want. I think that's really, really good. I was genuinely delighted when I seen that one, and I've had no reason to change my mind on that in any way. I think it's really, really good. Right. Have you got any more that you need to do? No, we can gather all of that. So you are done. Means we can fold you up. While that one is folding, we will start driving back home. So I'm going to take the machines back home. We've done all of the drilling. We've done all of the mowing and everything else. We've just got this little bit of baling left to do. I want to take this one back home, and then there's the seed drill in the other field. I also want to drive that one back home. I'm just going to double check that that field has been done properly. I think we're going to want to put a bit of fertilizer on the field up there. We will also need to put fertilizer of some sort on the grass field, but that doesn't take very long to do at all. We could have rollers, and we can go and do grass rolling, which does count as fertilizer for the game. So we could just go and do that. That would involve buying a set of rollers, though, which I don't really want to do. And also, yeah, I don't really want to get into the whole rolling thing. I'd rather just take the fertilizer spreader out and chuck a bit of fertilizer on the field. It's quick and easy. And we'll worry about doing some other methods maybe a bit later on. So let's get you back in there, like that. And I'll unhitch that one. That tractor can just shut off right there where he is. And let's go to this one. I'm just going to use the map to check that everything has been spread. So this one needs a layer of fertilizer on it. Also, let's turn the weeds on so that we can see what's going on. Oh, I changed that because those you can't see the lime if the weed is showing up on there. That's why I turned it off. And we don't need to worry about it until later in the year. Right, that does seem that everything is all done. I don't see any gaps on there. I'm just going to drive down this side. Keep a close eye for any gaps down here, but it doesn't look like we have any. It looks like we've done a really good job. So this field and the grass field need fertilizer, and that will be everything for September, once I've finished doing the baling, that is. And I will start as I will carry on as I started. We will go and get this one, and we will have the whole collection thing going on, because I really like this. I think this is a really good setup. I'm really pleased with this. I didn't realise this was like a viable option, but it genuinely is, and it seems to work really nicely. So we will have that one right there, and we will set the trailer to loading, and then we will switch to the baler. Start that one up. It's already lowered down. We can bring you back round this way, like this, and we can head up and down these rows. We've got very many here to do. I reckon doing every third row is going to be about right for this. Go up here. That way we don't have to be turning anything too sharp. We're not going to be turning the hitch on the trailer too sharp either, because if you start pulling that too far sideways, especially if you started to load your trailer up, it can become a little bit unstable and more prone to be tipping over. I know most of the land here is fairly level, so it shouldn't really be an issue, but there's always the possibility that it might happen. You've always got to be careful of that. Just be a little bit aware that something bad could potentially happen. Exactly, right. So I need to bring that round. This is probably the worst corner up here, because you've got to try and swing out round and get this. There's a little tiny bit that we've left over there. We'll go and get that when we've finished the rest of the field, because there may be another couple of little bits that we leave behind. And there we go. Trailer and everything. Running down through here, nice straight lines now, and it's going straight onto that trailer, loaded up, perfect. I love this. I genuinely love this. I think it is amazing. I think it is awesome. And yeah, there is a mod that I was told about that you can increase the I left one bale behind there. We'll go back and get that. There is a mod that I heard about that I did mention before. It's the increased bale capacity mod, and I was saying that the trailers, like, we wouldn't be able to pick up the bales because they're slightly different sizes. Apparently that mod does actually come with its own trailers that can load the bales of different sizes, so you can have bales that go all the way up to like 90,000 litres if you want to. However, I have decided that I don't want to do that. I am going to download that mod and take it on. I'm not going to use it on here. I don't want to. I don't think we need to. Like, I'm kind of feeling like this is a good way to be able to keep our baling moving at a reasonable pace. But I'm very curious how they've managed to make that work, because I've tried altering the bale capacity and it doesn't work. It just does not work. The game now, instead of taking the value that you put for the bale capacity, it just looks at the actual volume of the bale itself and calculates its own bale capacity. So what the code is that they've done in order to overwrite that, I don't know, and that's the bit that I'm really interested to look at, because I might be able to use that to change some other things around. Not in this series, as I've said, but what I did attempt to do some time back was in the Unrealistic series to have a small baler. What I wanted was a big baler that would have 1 litre bales, and I wanted also the small bales to have 1 litre bales, because I just thought that would be absolutely hilarious because of the sheer number that would come out, and then make the biggest windrow that we possibly could, and then just have 1 litre bales coming out. I thought that would be hilarious. But it didn't work. I couldn't do it. It didn't work because the game takes the volume of the bale and not the actual written capacity in the separate mod. So this is why I want to find out what this is all about. And then what I also wanted to do was to have small bales that are like 100,000 litres each or something equally obscene, which I thought, again, would be quite amusing. It would be quite interesting to try and do that. So I need to get this mod, get it installed, and take a good look under the covers and see what's going on. Under the covers? Under the hood. I think under the hood is not under the covers. That's something else entirely, and probably not what I should be saying. So we'll ignore that, and I won't draw attention to it because it could make everybody feel awkward. Am I doing a good job with that? And that is the last of... Oh, no, we've got one little bit over here. So 25 kilometers an hour is what the baler does. But because it's this variable rate baler, it slows down when you're bringing material into it, and it does it on the windrow. So in between the rows, it goes up to 25k. The other fast bale one does up to 40k, I think it is, which is really awesome. It's really great, but it doesn't actually do 40k while it's baling. Right, there is the last bale. So now, if I switch this over and put those straps on there, what we'll do is we'll drive this one back. I'll just drag it back like this, and then I can leave this one in the yard right there with the cows. We can fold up the baler, we can put that one away, and then we'll be able to unload some of this one into the cows, and then the rest of them we'll put into our shed. So we've now got plenty of hay to see us through the winter, which means that we have got, potentially, the ability to buy some more cows if we have the money for it. Because we've got the food to keep them alive through the winter. That's kind of the important thing. It does help if you have enough food to keep your animals alive through the winter. That definitely is a step in the right direction. Let's drag you up through this way. I'm really pleased with our new tractor, by the way. I like the new tractor. I think the new tractor is excellent. I'm very, very pleased with it and very happy with it. How much would that plow get if we were to sell it? You can actually... yeah, you can stay shut off for a second. This plow over here, if you go up to it and we press N, gives us the mobile vehicle workshop. Sell 8,600. Actually be just over 10,000. Get another 100 on top of that. So that would take us up to 30 grand. There's something worth considering, that is. Oh, that's my weight for my new tractor. This seed drill over here, I've left this one here because I just want to fill it up. I mean, yeah, technically you wouldn't fill a seed drill up for the winter. You would have the seed drill empty for the winter, but I don't want to leave this seed here like this. I only needed another 4 liters. So I want to be able to get rid of it as quickly as possible. And that's how we're going to do that. We can then close that one down. Lift you up. This one I will go... Let's go and put that one in front of here. Like this. And then this one we can go over and we can put on our trailer over there. So there's the fertilizer that I still need to do. I guess, actually... We could get our new tractor, put that one on the fertilizer spinner, unload the lime that is currently in the fertilizer spinner, and then go and spread some fertilizer on the fields. Because that field there needs fertilizer, and the grass needs fertilizer. So I've got 2 lots that need to be done. Let's go back to you. Let's do this first, shall we? Take those straps off there. And then we can go in here and we can feed our cows. Right. 40 out of 80 animals so far. Let me have a look at the cows. 75% health. It's slowly coming up. By tomorrow, they will be at 100% healthy, which is excellent. That's what we want. So let's bring our zippy little electric machine out here. It's zippy until you need to go more than 100 yards, and then you start to realize that actually it's a little bit slow. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.